don't know what that e-waste was. See that e-waste? You could use that for sure. You found a factorium. Wonder what they used to make there. That's sure to be useful. This won't be a field trip. It's the real thing. Why, there's a motor juice station. Imagine getting go juice whenever you want. Just smack. Crack 'em and crack 'em. Hot metal. Grin and bear it. The best stories are of that's a strong box from the times past. It's not often you see them these days. It kept your precious secured in and everyone else locked out. Seems like the cranks need to be unturned in the right order. The cranks need to be unturned in the right order.
Kaya magaf circa full of in the horse.
Imagine when Toxanol was pumping truckloads of stuff through gutways like this. It's time to do what's right, for certain values of right. Seems the nozzles need to be regulated to set the pipe workings in motion. Now that's unblocked, there's nothing stopping the flow. It's darkest between the stars. You've had better days. Choke up that grip. Ooh, a biohazard like that can make you real sick. You almost slipped past the village of Flibberdit. This story is about a hero. That's a hope hall. Some used to go there every week to join hands and hope together. Not so much hope to go around these days. Those skulls aren't going to crack themselves. Watch it. Switch crack! What a great sound! Enjoy the darkness while it lasts. There it is, the Tree of Life. The idea that all life is related by common descent, where the twigs are existing species and those produced in the past represent the succession of the extinct. The tree's great branches were once budding twigs, a connection between the past, present, and future. A representation of all extinct and living species with its ever-branching and beautiful ramifications. We are an evolution of those that came before. As long as karma exists, the world changes, and we change with it. Let's see. It's a place well hidden. It's just below the above. Out of Date's impressed you made it this far, but there's still so much left to do. The end of the world is still on everyone's minds.
Yeah, move for boom.
You've beaten a path where you have the power to destroy or save everyone. Question is, what you'll do with that responsibility.
Yeah, move for boom.
He can sense that your heart beats steadily and acknowledges that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Thinks it's important that you remember who you are and where you came from. Someone without knowledge of their history and origin is like a tree without roots. He promises he'll be there for you. Just come talk to him beneath the tree if you're feeling lost. Out of Date says there's a time for everything. And now there's no use thinking of the past, for it's gone. Think of the present, because that's where you are. It's time to set your priorities as the one who completes things. If you continue to do good, good will follow you. If the world really does end, there won't be anywhere to run. So he's prepared for the worst, something he calls the Ark. He hopes you're right. He gets that you mean the journey continues either way, but personally he wants the tree to survive. Out of Date says there's no clear record of the chain of events that changed the course of history and brought the world to its knees. He's found evidence on the Ark, records of a crisis, decades of contamination that permeated the ground and broke its inner core. The contamination disrupted what we now know as Ki energy, the life force that runs through all things, living and inanimate. He's been told the blight affected everything at a genetic level and turned our perception of normality on its head. It was only those that changed that avoided extinction, proving that the possibility for survival and renewal was real. He understands you are curious about the ship at the foot of the tree. He says it surfaced when the oil The Ark predates the back-in days, and now, after years of study of the manuals he found inside, he believes he's figured the ship out. The Ark has room for 4 more, and he trusts you'll apply wisdom to your compassion and choose whom to save if the world comes to end. He'll keep the seats open, and you are free to invite up to 4 others to join you in the Ark, in the event of a cataclysm.
Wherefore, where?
Out of Date says that from what he's heard, you've been busy. He says he appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's got urgent news from his friend Gizmo in the West. Out of Date says that even though he's unsure about your intentions, he hopes you'll support Gizmo. He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Gizmo and making sure he gets what he needs is up to you. That doesn't sound good. Out of Date's forebodings are justified. The Jumbo Puff needs to be taken care of. Out of Date says that Gizmo is worried now that the Western World Eater is stepping up its activity. He explains that Gizmo is working on a scrap walker vessel in order to get to the World Eater, but needs help to get it done. Out of Date suggests that you should head west as fast as possible and see what you can do to help. He wonders what's on your mind. Understands you have other places you need to go. You have a chance to change the future for good or bad. Gonna need a key of some kind. tribes always scavenging for scrap, and the yard has plenty to go around. But they should have stuck to looting instead of playing around with sprockets. Bomber bonkers busy ram-banging the door. This is your chance. You're hurt bad. Keep at it. Sound seems to travel farther at night. Let's see. It's a wonder some of these up and downs still work. Guess they built machines better in the past. Yes, you can do anything. The sky's the limit. Now, let's take this back to Earth. Wow, you really took that all the way down to the end, in flames. You're here for a reason. It's up to you to figure out what that is. Those are the kind of things you need. The spent nuclear fuel that Toxanol dumped in the surf had detrimental effects on the marine habitats, while the overflowing landfills contaminated the groundwater. Combined, this sent their world hurtling on an inevitable road to ruin. I need to brush up on my Wando, but I have a feeling he believes it was you that caused the bang at the yard. Oh, and he says he knows you. You used to call him Gizmo. He gave you the oil-greased hands when he taught you how to upcycle. Gizmo remembers you as a nice kidling, and he can still sense the warmth of your good heart. But Gizmo says how you experience a memory can be different. You know the story, but sometimes the truth it brings is personal. He'd lie if he claimed it was all good. You changed after your Mooma and Popsy passed, and he understands why you had to leave. The old village being a constant reminder of what happened. He understands history made Lupa Lupin a big part of your past, your present, and soon, your future. You still believe there's some good in everyone. You still have hope for tomorrow. He says you should know that what's meant to be will always find a way, but history shouldn't consume you. Gizmo understands you still have strong feelings, but urges you to keep them under control. You've witnessed firsthand what it'll lead to.
Well, speaking for the Dark, we approve.
Your approval is disapproved.
Well, I don't approve much of your tone.
Oh, you don't approve of my tone? That's so sad.
Sad to see the Tree of Life is going to die and take everything with it, but it's not like he didn't expect it. Grateful to you for coming back and doing your best to change things. You were the only chance they had. Wonders if you liked working with the Jagni. They always hunker down in their homes, gathering their things around them. But that's not important now. Gizmo says it's taken a long time to bring the past up to the present, and where you go from here is up to you. You need to set the past aside, at least for now. He can't leave the Underyard as he has no protection against the vacuum in the dead zone, so you need to salvage scrap to upcycle the Mekton, starting with the old crate outside. You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste if you want to make the Mekton strong enough to fight the Jumbo Puff. It's the part of the land that suffered most from the apocalypse. It's deprived of oxygen, making it next to impossible for anything but creatures that were most contorted by the contamination. The world is full of secrets waiting to be uncovered. There's short of breath and death to this zone. Better take care. He who half breathes, half lives. That's the leftover you're looking for. It's more than a little scary down here. Hard to tell how deep down you are. Should cover up your most important parts. What? You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Sky's getting greyer, lighter every moment. He says that's enough to get the Mekton functional. You'll have an engine, a fuel soaker, a gun and a gathering net, but no armor, nor enough oxygen supply. He made a suction device so the Mekton can use the black tar as an instant refuel. You can also use it to clear oily goo puddles, so you can pass and access hard-to-get-to areas. He's been working on another project for the Mekton, a cannon, but it needs ammunition, and by that he means the scripts. He says if they're trained right, they'll turn into a distraction for the jumbo puff. The best way to find scripts is to go talk to Moog. He knows the ins and outs of every breathing thing left alive after the apocalypse. Unfortunately, this means you'll have to venture farther out into the dead zone than Moog's camp on the steep depot. Once you find Moog, he'll be able to give you directions to where you'll find scripts. He noticed the jumbo puff has a short attention span, so the script should distract it long enough for you to inflict some damage. the grease monkey's mekton is built sturdy, just like himself. Can you imagine how this place used to look before the dead oil flood? The sun is coming up fast. Might want to hold your breath before you head any further. You're about to witness the breathtaking vistas of what's known as the Dead Zone. In the old world, roads like this really led somewhere. Now, most of them lead to disaster. That over there is Steepo Depot, the cliffside that Moog hangs on to.
Pode ser. Inmo. Diava.
Let's see. This one's impressed to see you out here. He figured you'd be dead by now. Not many are as tough and clever as you must be. Claims he goes after the most dangerous game, huge monsters. Moog says that all your power doesn't do you a bit of good if you're not willing to pull the trigger when the time comes. Choosing what to kill and what to spare are the most important decisions you'll make. You might have a steady aim, but you need to be sure that you pick your targets with care. It's hard to make those life or death decisions for others, but someone's got to do it. Otherwise, they'll do it themselves, and you know they'll miss. Claims he mostly kills whoever he doesn't like. Worries that when the world dies, there won't be any monsters left. What will he shoot then? Wonders why you work so hard to keep things alive. Bullets help thin the herd instead. Approves of you working with the Jagni. They have the hunting spirits of a flock of hawks. Enjoys it when he gets the chance, though they're not much good against monsters. But enough of that, right? He says the wildlife, nature, has changed and turned against us. Instincts of survival took over when the world changed. He's not sure about their veggie diet anymore, and if it's changed, who knows what it's done with the chemical composition of their body output. Right now, though, he feels he's come to a point where he's got a pretty clear idea on the whereabouts of monsters, both tall and short. Thinks that it all hangs on the tree of life. When it started to fail, everything changed. Moog says you must learn to walk before you can run. It takes practice before you can call yourself a monster hunter. Fortunately for you, he can help. He understands you need to start off with something small before you go big. There's no better place to start than a squip cave. Hunting down a couple of these little critters for yourself should keep you on your toes. Says it's not far at all. Fortunately for you, the squips seem to have acclimatized themselves to the otherwise uninhabitable dead zone. Days are scarce. Don't waste them. could just go to a place like this to get a proper meal back in the old world. That bird. The plague that's ruining the land needs to be stopped. Should protect your legs. There's a place and time for everything, but for that city scenario, it's already come and gone. Everything is at stake. More than a flesh wound. You always find good use for things like that. Ride it for as long as you can. Bang Shelter 7B is still there, open and ready to shelter. Your own 2 feet. Is your nose bleeding? Gang Shelter 7B is still there, open and ready to shelter. You feel bright-headed now. Climb right in. The struggle is real. Let's see. Brick-bracks like this were symbols for the growth of the old world. The simplest thing. Good hit. Spin that stick. Watch you flex. That crack is so satisfying. This is turning out to be quite an expedition. That must go grab the bar and start squeezing those muscles. You snap that off, feeling pumped up. Swing, parry, dodge. There's not much left of what we used to call our world. Don't let it wander. Point it. New days always start with hope. That's another shopperia. They just couldn't get enough of these places back in the days gone. That. Welcome. Stories keep moving whether you drive them or not.